goes. Oh, it is recording. Okay. So, I'm doing a painting, and I'm gonna walk you through bits and pieces that I'm working on. It's not gonna be the full painting, but I'm working with, a gouache. I think that's how it's pronounced. I've heard people pronounce it different ways. I pronounce it gouache because that's just how I've mostly heard it. Right now I'm making a blue pill minder. This painting was inspired by the song Somebody Mix My Medicine by Taylor Momsen in the Pretty Reckless. I think they're pretty cool, personally. I think I like her voice a lot. I like their music. A lot of people don't. That's okay. But the song just kind of conjured up an image in my head of two tongues being, whoopsies, twisted together around a pill minder and pills falling out. I wanted to use some kind of weird colors, and that's kind of what I'm doing now. So, yes, this is what I'm doing. I changed this pill minder from orange to blue. I thought it fit better with the green and orange tongue. It's not quite a red tongue. It's more of an orange-red and a yellow-green, because that just looks better. For those of you that don't know, gouache is kind of similar to acrylic and watercolor. You can get a lot of texture with it, I think, if you use it properly. And you can paint with it the same way you paint with watercolor. You can do that with acrylic too, but it's kind of different from watercolor. Acrylics tend to be less sheer. This you can make very sheer like a watercolor. At least in my experience, I've had trouble with sheerness in acrylics. So, yeah. I've also found that these dry in layers very quickly, so if you like to work in layers, this is a nice product. At least I think so, to each their own. It's not too expensive, something worth trying, and I really like it. Totally messed up on these teeth down there, but I kind of like them. I don't know, I think that they're kind of like charming hillbilly-esque. I don't know, they've got a gap in them and it's cute. Don't judge the gap. I'm gonna just add a bit of white. There is too much water on this. Oh crap. I forgot to. Yeah. Oh well. I need white paint. And just whiten this tooth. I'm also going to use the white to sharpen up some lines and blur out some things. I like this stuff a lot. I think it's good for sharpening edges, the white paint. That really sharpened the edge. I like that. More white. Layers are awesome. Oopsies. I'm using the white to go along the edges of what I've already painted, just to sort of sharpen up some stuff. Clean up lines. White is good for that. Or whatever color you're using for background. I'm going to change the background color probably to like some purples and greens. I think those are very sickly colors when together. I think that's pretty good. Whoopsies. Left-handedness. So, how many minutes is this for? I'm going to try and keep this under 10 for what I'm working on. In this video, you probably won't see a lot of change. Right now I'm cleaning up lines. In a previous video I made, I changed the pill minder color. I was showing you how to change colors from one end of the spectrum to the other without muddling out the colors. which is kind of hard to do in my opinion, but I say that a lot, in my opinion, like that matters. Yeah, so I apologize if you wanted to see more, but I will have a video on this being finished up. I'm going to use more of my white paint now to clean up more edges. Yeah. I like to use synthetic fibered brushes personally. I don't know why, but they always seem to come out with cleaner strokes than natural bristles do for me. And maybe that's a skill thing, or I don't know, but I really like the synthetic fibers. They also seem to be easier to take care of, and a little bit cheaper. So, in case you're wondering why I have tinfoil, it's because this is on my wall and I don't want to get paint on the wall, and I would rather just hang up a piece of tinfoil and like I can put paint here and like just go back to it if I want to. So it's like having your painting sit on a huge little paint tray thing, which is pretty nice and convenient. Right now I'm cleaning up the gray lines of a sketch I had for the pill minder, but I think it was too big. I did my sketch in gray watercolor pencil because it is more soluble. It'll blend out and fade easier than a graphite pencil or a charcoal will for a sketch. A lot of people don't do that. I don't know if it's just because they don't think about it, or if a lot of people are just like, that's stupid, but that's something I like to do. I feel totally like that. Like, you know those people on like TV really early in the morning, like there's like an old lady and then there's like Bob Ross, and like they just paint and they talk about their paintings, except yeah, I feel like them right now, but not as good, because they're freaking awesome. A lot of people don't consider them artists because it's like, oh well, he gets his paintings done in like couple minutes, he doesn't actually put effort into them. It's like, shut up, he's just using techniques that he knows. I'm sure Da Vinci had some techniques. Doesn't mean he wasn't an artist. Whatever gets the job done is fine. Doo-doo. Cleaning up lines sucks, but it must be did. Oh my goodness. So I made a few other videos about a drawing I did with my Copic or Copic markers. People pronounce them differently sometimes, whatever. I pronounce them Copic because just, you know what, there's no little pronunciation marks like how this should be pronounced, so I can say it however I want. And I drew a little kind of cartoony anglerfish. It's very comical, whatever. But you really didn't see me working on it. It was more like I explained techniques that I use. Yeah. And I got my lines pretty much cleaned up now. A few more touches. I personally like to clean up edges before starting on a background, and I like to do, I don't know why, but I like to start from the front layer and work to the back layer, which is kind of dumb. You should probably work from the back layer, but I feel like the back layer, like with so much paint, I'll probably muddle out what I want to be the main focus. So, yeah. I think that will be all for cleaning up lines. I used synthetic bristled brushes with some gouache paint. It was Reeves. Use a clear, warm water. Rule of thumb is you don't want, if you wouldn't put a goldfish in it, don't clean your brush with it. You want clean water or it'll change the color of your paint, especially white. Use the warm water to clean your brush when switching colors. Use paper towels or rags to blot your brush so it's not too sheer, but make it thin enough so that you can get a sharp line. And that's pretty much it. Other than that, you know, have fun painting and see my next video, I guess.